Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about the Klean Kanteen 14-ounce Rise mug. If you don't follow along on the website, I did recently do an article about this on amanandhisgear.com, so make sure to check out that article review as well. But I wanted to do a video on this one too, just because this is one of my favorite products out there right now. So this has actually become my go-to coffee mug. It has actually replaced my Yeti coffee mug, which I have been using for years. And this is actually my second Yeti mug, because I gave away the other one because I liked it so much. However, this one has completely replaced that mug and is now my favorite. So stay tuned to figure out exactly why that is. So I tested this out just like I test out all the other coffee mugs that I like. I put it into my coffee cabinet and see which ones I reach for. If I reach for one less, I know I don't like it as much. And if I reach for one more often than others, I know I like it more. And this one I've been reaching for quite a bit lately. So what is this coffee mug? Let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about that. So this is a stainless steel camp mug. So it's kind of similar to, like I've talked about before, the Yeti. So it's 18 by 8 stainless steel, just like a lot of the other camp mugs out there. It does come with a lid on the top that's easily removable. It's not screw on, it just kind of goes on with the gasket there. And it has a lid that goes like that and just kind of snaps down. I will say this is not leak proof whatsoever. However, it does a good job at somewhat keeping liquid inside of there. And then of course it also helps retain heat there. It is a 14-ounce mug. I personally think that is the perfect capacity for a camp mug. I'm a big fan of doing like a 12-ounce coffee with a little bit of milk on top, which is perfect with the 14-ounce because it makes it so it's not too big of a coffee mug, but not too small as well. I just don't like it when my coffee mug is too small, and these ones seem to work perfectly for me. Of course, like I said, it has a two-tone styling. It has kind of a unique handle here that I really do like. I initially didn't actually like the handle on this thing. However, I've grown to like it, gotten used to it, and I actually prefer it over my other coffee mugs. Another feature of this is it is a little bit tapered here, and when you have the lid on, it is even more so tapered, so it's kind of rounded, and basically that's so that your lip can rest on it and it is comfortable, so that is cool. And the lid is plastic. It is body color, which is cool, but so it's not just kind of black, but it also just, you know, it looks nice and looks like it goes well with it. This gasket here does work, and it kind of fits perfectly inside of that hole, and basically makes it so that this is airtight, fluid tight. Well, not completely, because it does leak a little bit. However, it does a good job at least retaining the heat. So with that said, let's go ahead and get right into what I like about this coffee mug. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about what I do not like about this coffee mug. First thing I like about this coffee mug is its styling. I've already talked about it a little bit. I really do like the way this coffee mug is styled. It just makes it so that I want to go for this coffee mug over the rest of them. I like the coloring. I just kind of like that retro styling. I like the handle. I like really everything about it. I haven't seen another camp mug like this that I like more. So hey, I really like the styling. I hope you guys do too. If you don't, leave it down in the comments. I'd love to hear why. But as for me, I like it a ton. The next thing really is inherent for these camp mugs in general, especially these 18 by 8 stainless steel coffee mugs. They are just extremely sturdy. The paint on this is extremely sturdy. I haven't had any chipping, haven't really had any scratches. Like, you know, I have a little bit of a scuff there, but that's after living in my sink for a long time, going through dishwashers, all of that kind of stuff. This is Dishwasher Safe, so that is really nice. But hey, it is an extremely sturdy coffee mug, and I've been really impressed by that. The next thing is its capacity. I talked about that as well. 14 ounces is the perfect capacity for me, and I do really like that. The next thing comes down to the lip. So I'll be honest, I actually don't use the lid all that much, so I'm going to take that off. However, you can't really tell too well here, but this is a super thin lip. It's actually thinner than my Yeti, and it actually feels really nice on the lip, and it just has a really kind of good feel to it, and it is much nicer to drink from than a lot of the other mugs out in the market. So with that said, honestly, it's a really simple product. There isn't a ton to it. I really do like the way it feels. I like everything about it. I've been super impressed with it, and I use it on a daily basis, or at least whenever I have it clean anyways, and it's clean in my cabinet, I use it. So that said, what am I not a fan of? These are things that you should be paying attention to and see if they are something that is a make or break for you. So let's go ahead and talk about those. So number one comes down to the lid. I talked about earlier, I don't actually use the lid all that often. And that's because, I'll be honest, it doesn't kind of fit with the aesthetic of the regular coffee mug. It kind of feels like it's a little bit cheaper plastic. It doesn't do a great job of keeping liquid in there. And I'll be honest, the way I drink coffee is generally at my desk and that kind of stuff. And it just is a nicer drinking experience when I go without the lid. Nice thing about the lid is it does a good job of retaining that heat. But downside is it feels cheaper than I think this coffee mug deserves, especially when you compare it to something like this Yeti. The lids on these are much thicker, much nicer plastic. It's still plastic, but it is plastic nonetheless. So that's the first thing. Is I'm just not a huge fan of the lid. The one upside of the lid though is that it does completely enclose, whereas this Yeti right here has this opening that's always open. So it's kind of that trade-off, I guess. The next thing that I don't like about this coffee mug really comes down to the price point. Honestly, all the camp mugs, these 18x8 stainless steel camp mugs out there, are all around the same price. This one's a little more expensive than a Yeti, which I think right now it's around $33 for this mug right here. And that is something that might be a tough pill to swallow for a lot of people, because this is an expensive camp mug. That said, this is something that you're going to have for years and years and years and years. I see people with camp mugs like this that just, keep them forever, and they're all dinged and stuff like that over time. But honestly, they just last forever, and it's worth the price to not have to go through so many different coffee mugs all the time. So that said, those are all the things that I like and what I don't like about this coffee mug. So who is this coffee mug for? It is for people like me, somebody that does really like coffee mugs. I'm a huge fan of them. I've had way too many. I'm constantly having to get rid of some. And these are perfect for me. I like the styling of them. That is something that is really important to me, and this retro styling that Klean Kanteen has come out with is definitely worthwhile for me. It is also for somebody that likes the capacity at that 14 ounces. This is just a fantastic capacity for these. Anyways, I don't want to get back into everything that I like about it, but it is for somebody like me who is just really into their coffee and really enjoys drinking a great cup of coffee. It, however, is not for somebody that can tell the difference between having coffee out of a stainless steel coffee mug or out of something, say, like a ceramic coffee mug, because some people can tell the difference in taste, and having the stainless steel does kind of give you that metallic taste. Instead, you might want to opt for, if you're going with like a stainless steel, you might want to opt something like a Fellow Products Carter wide mug that I've also reviewed in the past, whereas it has kind of a ceramic interior, but it's still the stainless steel. However, it of course has its downside as well. But if you do struggle with that taste of stainless steel, this one probably isn't for you. That said, I can't tell the difference. For some reason, I'm just not one of those people, so this works perfectly. So that said, guys, I really like this coffee mug. I hope you guys do too. I have an affiliate link down in the description. Do me a favor, if you are wanting to purchase it, use that link there. It helps me out a ton. This is a great mug. I think you should get it. If you have the budget and you're willing to spend the money on something like this, it's fully worth it, and I think you should. If you don't have the budget for this, I do have a link down in the description of other quality coffee mugs that you can test out as well on my website at maninhisgear.com. Otherwise, let me know what you guys think. Do you like this coffee mug? Do you not? Put it down in the comments. I'd love to talk to you about it and see what you guys think as well. Have a great one, guys. Bye.